Welcome back. You're listening to Newstalk 1010. We're live. It's 8:19. I'm Ben Mercer filling in for the Motts, who are away at a horse show this weekend. You'll have them back next weekend. Well, now, for a look at some of the celebrity gossip news floating around there, we turn to the hot mess folder, and we're joined by Giselle Phelps, who's here in the 6, formerly known as Toronto. Good morning. How you doing?
Hey, Ben, how are you?
Not bad. I thought we'd start with Drake. I mean, that was sort of the weird one that he referred to Toronto as the 6, and I guess he's so famous now that people are like, oh, that's Toronto's new nickname.
Well, it's really funny. You know, this is kind of his thing, right? Drake is known for coining terms. He did the same with YOLO. Remember YOLO?
Yeah.
Drake, takes credit for starting YOLO. So this is kind of his thing. He's always trying to come up with new catchy terms that can be hashtags and end up on T-shirts and hats and all that kind of stuff. I will say, I live in the U.S. and I travel around everywhere. And so when people find out that I'm from the Toronto area or from the 6, there are two people that they're always bringing up to me, Drake and Rob Ford. So if I'm going to choose one to be an ambassador for the city, you know what? I'm going to go with the rapper. So I'm kind of okay with it. I don't really love or hate it, in either way. Apparently,
well, it doesn't make any sense.
To...
I mean, I don't understand it. I guess that's, it's like Hogtown. Well, there used to be pig something going on here. That makes sense.
Right.
The big smoke, there used to be smoke coming out of it. I get that. The 416, okay, that's the area code. At least it's sensical. This is nonsensical, the 6, or maybe I don't understand it. Somebody texted us this morning, say, well, Rob Ford, it's probably better known as Cracktown right now, internationally.
Right. Well, you hit the nail on the head there when you said the 416. Well, that's where Drake reportedly is getting the whole 6 thing because, Toronto's two main area codes are 416 and 647. So he's kind of abbreviating that to make it the 6 collectively. And also there's talk that it could be reference to, Toronto's 6, boroughs, formerly separate cities, Toronto, East York, Etobicoke, Scarborough, and North York. So there's
that's
6
so
of
deep.
them. Right.
It's just dumb. I don't know. I love that we're debating it because we do need sort of a new handle. I mean, that is a thing. And Toronto does have an identity crisis every year, it seems.
Right. And, Drake is an ambassador for Toronto. Everybody knows about his relationship with the Toronto Raptors now. And he does rap about Toronto a lot. In his most recent album, Nothing Was the Same, I mean, he's always talking about Toronto, Scarborough. So, he is out there on a really international platform, putting Toronto on the map. He hosted the ESPYs this past week.
Yeah.
And he's really gaining a lot of clout in the entertainment industry across all spectrums. So, he is an ambassador for Toronto. I have a little bit of a personal beef with him because I think that he reps Houston a little too hard as well. And I actually wrote about that in the Huffington Post last month. Drake probably reps Houston just as hard as he does Toronto. And I think to a lot of people it's confusing. He was down in Houston hosting a Houston Appreciation Weekend, throwing out a pitch
he's cheating
with the
on
Astros.
us. Yeah.
Exactly.
With
and
Houston, of all
game,
places. That's a weird one.
Houston, yeah, he, reportedly recorded his first album there in Houston, and he spent a lot of time there. It's really influenced his music. And he shows Houston a lot of love. And, in the rap game, loyalty is really supposed to be everything.
Is he really in the rap game, though? I mean, it's not really rap. It's pop music. I mean, Drake's a pop artist. He's not like a rapper or like, I don't know. He's somewhere in between.
I think he would consider himself a rapper. I mean, he's
I'm sure. No, I just mean he's not like he didn't arrive on the scene like a Jay-Z or a 50 Cent and more like from the street. It's more a pop culture music that he does. That's a different argument. I do want to talk about a story you have there on your website, thehotmessfolder.com. Hillary Clinton, and we touched on this morning because it's just absolutely startling to hear that she would command this type of a payday for a speaking engagement, $275,000 to speak. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is, and I lived in Buffalo, people from Southern Ontario are very familiar with the hard economic times that the city of Buffalo has faced. And so this was at the University at Buffalo, which is part of their public state university system.
Mm-hmm.
So Hillary Clinton, who's a former senator from New York, charged this state institution $275,000 to give a speech. Now, reportedly, the money came from ticket sales, so it's not like it came directly from, the school's pot of money or from tuition. Still, that is a very hefty price tag to be charging.
It's a speech. I mean, did the speech cure cancer? I mean, this is insane that they're commanding this type of money. And, is she going to run for the president's office? Is she not? I mean, I think obviously she is. But I mean, do you want this type of story leaking out that you're accepting this kind of money for a speaking engagement on your way to sort of be the representative for Joe Sixpack in the White House? It just seems like such a greedy play.
Right. Well, she's had a couple PR hiccups that I think her team's going to have to iron out. This is one, and they're all related to money. When she did an interview a few months ago, she was talking about how her and Bill Clinton were broke when they left the White House. Well, I don't think when you're pulling in this kind of coin, her speaking event, we all know the money Bill Clinton's been making for speaking, that anybody in America wants to hear them say that they were even remotely financially strapped. So,
right.
She's had a few little PR hiccups there.
Yeah, we're broke. We only have a president's salary. I mean, it's crazy to say these sorts of things.
It is crazy.
Giselle, we got to hit the road, but thank you so much.
You're welcome. Always fun. Thanks, Ben.
And you can always find more hot stories on hotmessfolder.com. Thank you, Giselle Phelps. We'll be right back.